Shoot the breeze topic number 10 is how to target a predominantly black audience on YouTube. Of course, I'm curious to see this video, and I believe it's from Afro Think Tank. Yeah, it looks like it's from Afro Think Tank. It's titled, I have a question about Tariq's analytics. Is his tag game on point or no? So I see folks are studying Tariq a little bit. So let's check it out, and then we'll discuss it.
All right, guys, what's up? How y'all doing, man? It's Afro Think Tank, and I just, I'm sitting at home, I'm watching YouTube on one screen, and I was looking at some analytics on my other YouTube screen, right? So I come across this is a Tariq's channel here, right? Right? I think this is official channel, right? Tariq Radio. I think that's him, right? And I'm looking over here, there's a video about what's this about? Um Tariq Nasheed is hip hop black again. I was like, is it like I heard a sort of topic, and I said, let me click and see what they're talking about, right? But then I looked at the analytic. Oh, let me look at the tags. Maybe I can steal some tags. And you use tags so you can target a certain audience, right? And your first couple tags are like the ones are your primaries, right? Those are the ones that's like that's gonna get hit the most. So I say, my screen is a little, shaking my phone. So let me take another picture. Let me look at it again. And I was like, okay, we got. Now I was looking to see if it had anything to do, because usually when you tag, it's supposed to have something to do with the topic of the video and all that. So I said, so I'm looking, I see LGBT, LGBTQ, trans. Okay. So they are targeted for the topic. Los Angeles, Tariq Nasheed, Kevin Samuels, I guess Hassan Campbell, Cynthia G, Trump, Self Improvement, Breakfast Club, Jay-Z, Black Woman, Joe Rogan, The Breakfast Club. Okay, let me get it. Basically, any tags that's like, popular, right? The most popular will be at the top, and everything like that. How tags go. Everybody knows how tags work. So I said, you know what? Let me make sure, because that screen was a little cloudy. So I said, let me be sure here. Okay. All right. Let's look at the tags again. And I'm like, okay. All right. I mean, I know what I'm saying. I'm all right. The tags are supposed to be for who you're targeting. It's supposed to be a part of the video, and I'm wondering, does it have anything to do with hip hop black again? Does the all the tags got to do with that? As if you're targeting, what's the target? Who's the target here? I'm just saying, I ran across it. Then I said, let me look at this. We got this event coming up. I said, let me just check again to make sure. Rally for reparations coming to Washington, D.C. All right. So then I said, let me look at the tags. Whatever. Then I was like, oh, all right. Okay. All right. So, LGBT, LGBTQ, trans, Los Angeles, Tariq Nasheed, Kevin Sam. Okay. Campbell, Cynthia G. Trump. Okay. Where's Washington, D.C.? There's no Washington, D.C. Where's Okay. Got to be reparation in here, right? Let's see. I don't see Breakfast Club, FBA, Grandma. Okay, Proud Boys, Tariq Nasheed. I don't see any reparations. Wakanda. Okay, FBA. Where's the reparations? Where's Washington D.C.? We got to put the tags. Oh, maybe these are save tags. So he just spams all his stuff with the same tags, but that don't make sense, right? Because if you spam your tags, that means you're concentrating your audience, you want your audience to be concentrated, right? So you're constantly you're vying for a certain group of people, right? Always, no matter what you put out, because you would think at least reparations would be in here somewhere, right? I mean, this is video is rally for reparations coming to Washington D.C. Rally for reparations coming to Washington D.C. So why don't we see Mumbo Sauce, Washington D.C., Washington Redskins, Washington Commanders, rallies, a Million Man March, reparations, fight for reparations, FBA fight for reparations, Foundational Black Americans fight for reparations, November 5th. How come none of that's in the tag section, but I do see other things that don't have anything to do with the reparations? I mean, I could be tripping. Maybe this is a strategy. Maybe just you can get the most amount of people to view your video, I guess, with these tags. So I guess I should use them. Yeah, maybe that's what I need to do. I need the art of Macking. I need to learn from Mac on how to step my tag game up so I can get a bunch of views. He does have 208,000 subscribers, so you're doing something right? Well, that's all I got, for now, guys. Tell me what you guys think about this in the comment section. Is that a good strategy for advertising videos? Or I mean, tell me, is that the target or what? All right, that's all I got for now, guys. Afro Think Tank, learn something, teach.
Yeah, interesting. A couple of things with that. Just speaking from my own personal experience with this YouTube stuff. YouTube has these things that they tell you ought to be doing. And the more of these things that you do, the better it is for your channels. But YouTube has never really proven that necessarily true, as far as I know. The use of tags. How well does that get your video really ranked for PNB Rock, who just was killed a couple weeks ago in a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle in LA? Like, if you're having a serious discussion about that murder, for example, how high is that going to rank with all the other videos that would probably mostly be on some hip hop type thing? How is that going to, really rank against those videos? YouTube has never really proven how these things, all these extra steps really work. And it's very interesting that these guys like Tariq and them, who I'm sure is using some technology or something, TubeBuddy, or one of those things that kind of pulls out these tags, or he's hired someone who does the research and realize these are the things. I still don't know for sure if it really, really works, but I understand what Afro Think Tank is saying when he sees the guy does have 208,000 followers, but then again, he's a clown. Clowns tend to have a lot of people following them. It might not be the tag game. So that's the only thing I would say about that video. But Kevin Carre, you're on YouTube as well. What say you?
Yeah, it's more than just tags. I'm gonna be real with you. You got to be out in the streets telling people what you do. Like that. This is my strategy. This is what works for me. Can't say what works for anyone else, but it's more than that. You got to have another social media account that links. If you're doing sports or whatever, you want to send make a little clip, like a 2-minute clip or a 30, no, about a 30-second clip, and it's a teaser, and then say, hey, there's a feature in YouTube where you can share your not YouTube, on Instagram, where you can share your YouTube page in a story. So they'll see the story, and there's a link right there. You can click on it. As I said, you got to talk to people. That's the best way. Let them know who you are. They see you. You're personable. You'll get more followers. That's it. Tag. If you just depend on tag, you're not gonna get anywhere. You get some views, but when let's say people are looking at those tags, like let's say your video is about Washington D.C., and someone types in Andrew Gillum, looking for Andrew Gillum video, and they see that, they're gonna go right. They're gonna click the video. They're gonna click past the video immediately. They're not gonna watch it. So I don't know. Maybe they work for this guy, but no, you gotta do more than just tags. I'll pass the mic.
Yeah, sum up. What's your experience with this? Gas still there, or did he drop off? Okay, maybe Gas is not there. I appreciate Gas for stopping through. Observing immigrants, how to target a predominantly Black audience on YouTube. What are your general thoughts about what you saw?
Well, the first thing I kept noticing was Harry Styles. I'm like, how is Harry Styles even related to any of that? I mean, a lot of the other stuff, could be here or there, but Harry Styles, and then I saw Rolling Stone. I don't know. I guess he's just trying to put in things that I'm surprised he didn't put the Queen of England, quite frankly. I don't know. The only time I've used tags was on Etsy to sell products, but even that, you got to really rack your brain. But this is so obscure Wakanda. I mean, I don't know. It makes no sense to me. But as you said, Tariq has followers. He has views. So, I mean, he didn't even put ADOS from what I can see. So,
right.
I don't know.
Cynthia G is one of his nemesis, and he
he could have put Michi X.
Right.
Logically,
Cynthia G is bigger.
It seems real random, like Harry Styles, Rolling Stone. I mean, what's the point? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what it placed in his head. I don't know.
So Harry Styles just dropped an album, so he's probably piggybacking off that. Like I said, and Zuli asked a good question. He says, "How do you see the tag?" So the viewer of a video, to my knowledge, doesn't see the tags unless they have this plugin installed in their browser, like it seems Afro Think Tank has, where this plugin in the browser, and it'll make sense that Afro Think Tank has it. A lot of YouTubers actually have that kind of plugin in their browser, so that when they look at videos, it just generates and tells them what are the tags for the videos. But I don't think the viewer, the casual viewer, I don't think they get to see the tags. But there is a workaround. You can hit Control U on the video. And when Control U comes up, a new tab comes up with a lot of code. And what you do is you hit Control F, which is a search bar. When the search bar opens, you type in keywords. And the keywords, you know how Control F highlights that word. Whatever word you type into the search bar, it highlights it. And when you go to that highlighted keyword, you'll see all the tags that they use listed off, demarcated by a comma. So that's how you get to see it if you were interested in how someone uses tags for their videos, or like it seems Afro Think Tank is doing, you'll download this plugin to your browser and the browser will show it to you. I know one popular one was TubeBuddy, but the guy started to charge for it, but apparently it's really good to use in terms of trying to find the hashtags you want. It's also important too, not just hashtags, but the way you title your episodes is super important. YouTube is a search engine, whether you realize it or not, whether you want to accept it or not, it's a search engine. And so the way you title your episodes, if you're doing like visual podcasts and stuff like I do and the rest of KWAZ Radio does, so you wanna put these titles that will overlap with, if not directly relate to some searches, so it's actually one of the things that I wanted to mention to anyone posting Shoot the Breeze topics, but I don't want to be too stringent. I just want you guys to post what you like. But I was going to say that some of these titles, when you post a Shoot the Breeze topic, need to be more search engineable, if I can make up something here, right? Like the titles need to be something that pop up. And I'll tell you why. This is the last thing I'll say before I pass the mic. One of the reasons why that's important is because I haven't announced it too heavy yet, but I have this Shoot the Breeze Clips channel. And where I'm taking these Shoot the Breeze episodes and I'm clipping the segments and I'm putting them up on this new channel, so that whenever Shoot the Breeze takes off and people want to go back and listen to it, they have the more palatable chunks, 20 minutes here, 15, 30. Some of them is an hour, but it's shorter than our typical 5, 6, 7 hour type show. So I say all of that to say that it's not just the tags, it's also the titles and all the stuff that play into the algorithm. But with that said, I spoke to Kevin Carre, Observing Immigrants Tanzania YouTuber, whether you like it or not.
I do
What did
not.
you take from this video?
um, well, I think it's the quality versus the quantity argument. If it's quantity, then there's all kinds of ways to manipulate the algorithm. And back to the whole Tate thing, that the algorithm is fake. It's random. It's nonsensical. It doesn't care. You can do everything right and still fail, and most people do actually.
Right.
So you know and there's no secret to success on YouTube. There's some secrets to success to getting people's attention and so on, but there may be people who have more skill than him, but he's just better at marketing or whatever. So it's very difficult to predict success, and it's very easy to have that success taken from you, because there's also people who have amassed millions of followers, and then just with a swipe, YouTube can just bring their foot down and delete everything you've worked years for. So it's a very it's a very unreliable mistress if one is to do that. However, it should be used as a tool, not so much as an end. It should be used as a tool beyond just the surface level. So I think he's done that as well. He's used it as a tool to sell his other products. So there's something to be said for his marketing methods. Unfortunately, sometimes the people who have a clear target, sometimes they use this on several means, but we should learn if that's our goal, if our goal is to reach more people, not so many as many as him. If that's your goal, then you should learn how people do it, and if it works, then yeah. If it doesn't, then no. But at least don't go to those extreme lengths that he goes to, because he wants a much greater amount of followers. But if you want to increase ever so slightly one's presence, I think that you have to take some of the tricks, I would say, of the algorithm, and use them to grow to however great or small you want it to be. Realistically, Black YouTubers are not going to be anywhere near the level of numbers that other people post. That's just a fact. So it's more of a relative success or a personal success than a general one. But on the other hand, also is the quality also of your audience, or your of your audience, I guess, because you can have large numbers and they're just people who just come to cheer you on. They're just a group who just, their noise is just static. Or you can have a group of people who actually contribute. You can have a large number of people following you, but only a few active, and so on. So yeah, I think there's a lot of things that that happen. You do have to put in some work, but you shouldn't put in so much work that it's yeah, that's all I can say about that.
Yeah, I think the thing is, what do you think of your Black audience too, right? I think I saw Mick Jagger or something up there earlier. I saw Harry Styles, as it was Rolling Stone. Like, this is what you think your audience is preoccupied with, like the news of the day, the little silly, the little silly things on the news and all that kind of stuff. So you throw those keywords up. But to me, on the flip side, let's say if these algorithms do work with these tags and stuff, you're also adding to other people's more sort of than yourself, and a certain level of people when it is our people that's being mentioned, right? It's very interesting, like how we kind of, in a sense, you could look at it and say, well, how we're trying to get to this black audience is really through a bunch of like white pop culture and that kind of thing. Things that they make us, care for. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. But with that said, let's go to our brother Buana Hagaziki.
Uh, Koku, what I would say is, and it's going to be a little bit of controversial.
Go ahead.
Okay. Um, I know my brothers and sisters are people of principle. All my brothers and sisters, in particular on this panel, are people of principle. But what I would say is, success is leave clues. And yes, the algorithms follow a particular thing, and involving Rolling Stones and all these people that you would not necessarily put on your channel. However, however, I still say that this particular gentleman has been able to garner a large audience, and maybe it's because of the tags. And I would experiment. I'm an experimenter. And I would jack him. I would jack him for what he has placed within the algorithms to see that if there is a substantial difference. Because only because I would use it as a tool to to get out the message. Because I feel personally that what the brothers and sisters have put on record on these particular channels have worth and have value, much value, and it needs to get a fair hearing, with our people, a fair hearing. And if our people was to hear the arguments that all the brothers and sisters lay Saturday after Saturday on this panel, that they will be swayed in a different direction. And they need to hear these kinds of arguments. So if we have to jack this corn artist, I would jack him. I would jack him, and I know that's unprincipled because the brothers and sisters are very principled. I may not necessarily take that moral line, but I would jack this dude. I would jack this dude to use this to my advantage, and just even if it's just to see whether it would make a difference, because I would not want the things that we put on record to go in vain, in vain. Because I think that what we have to say is substantial, and it's of worth. It's of worth more so than these clowns. So if this is the game that we have, if this is the game that we in right now, I think that I would use it strategically to to advance our position. Now, that might not necessarily be the moral standing of the rest of the brothers and sisters on the panel, but that's where I would put myself in it, and I would do it. I would do that strategic, but for strategic reasons. And I wouldn't necessarily even suggest that my brothers and sisters should, but I would just, for me personally, I would just use it strategically as a tool. You know.
Quick question. So, what do you want the listeners of Harry Styles to be listening to pro black consciousness? You think they'll follow?
I don't. No, I don't give a shit about that. But I would say that there are people who listen to the Breakfast Club and Hassan Campbell and Cynthia G. There are some arguments that my good sister from Barbados has put, my good sister from Kenya has put, would be something that would be persuasive and would jog something in their mind that would cause them to want to listen to some more what they have to say, because I think that what they have to say holds heavy and has some weight and is to some value. Even Andrew Gillum, yeah, there are some things that my brother Koku would have said.
The
My
little
brother,
bullet boy?
no, I mean you gonna have people who fall to the side. You ain't gonna catch everyone, but I try to catch as much objective and reasonable people as possible. And I think that some of the arguments that we have put forth on this panel on record that would be able to jive with many people, and I would just use it strategically. And I like I say this, I understand Barbados that this is not a moral position of the rest of the brothers and sisters on the panel, but I would just use it strategically because I know that there we should have a fairer hearing of our brothers and sisters around the world than this clown. It's no way that this clown could get a more of a fair hearing than what your sisters put forward and brothers put forward on this panel weekend after weekend. So I would jack him. I would jack these tags, man. But that's just me. Maybe I'm immoral. Who knows?
No, I don't disagree. The truth of the matter is this, well, first truth is, when I saw this on the Discord. By the way, join the Discord to post your prompts that you'd like to hear discussed on the show. The link is down in the description. But when I saw the post, I said, "Oh, this will be interesting." I didn't watch it, but I said this will be interesting because I'm always looking for new ways to try to push the show forward, to have more people here on a Saturday night chilling with us, and for longer times too. The thing, so I intend to actually use what I see here from in Afro Think Tank's video. I intend to use it on the Clips channel now. Again, because there's more palatable chunks of these segments there, 30 minutes to maybe an hour. And I intend to change the titles a little bit to be more search friendly, and then add tags like this. But after saying all that, I'll say this though. One of the big reasons why this guy was able to take off, and because I used to watch him back in the day. One of the reasons why he was able to take off, his listeners would repost. If he says, "Hey, I need y'all to repost this episode to social media right now," they go and post that. And within 10, 20 minutes, you start to see his viewership raise up. The other day, I was glancing at something, and he said there was 7,000 people on his live show one night. And I remember when it used to be like, 500 or something like that. But that's one of the big things that's helped him. He's had that cosign from people. Bobby Wright in the chat mentions Tariq just previewed his latest semi-mythical FBA film. The guy knows how to use personality, right? And he knows how to get people to basically turn to others and co-sign them and say, "Man, if you want to watch something real good, watch this guy, Tariq Nasheed." But I still take into consideration the avenue of the tags and all that, and all that kind of stuff. Like I'll say to anyone on the podcast network too, this thing is you have to put in work. You have to see what folks are doing and implement it as well as you can to see if you could get it to work for you. You might have to tweak it after a while, but if you ain't looking at what other people are doing and trying it for yourself, you ain't really trying.
I mean, if Coco, if you look at it, the brother has Joe Rogan and Oath Keepers. These people could be the furthest from what we stand for and what we believe in. But it seems like his audience, they are drawn towards these kinds of algorithms. But I would just, that if you ever watch the movie Malcolm X, in Malcolm X, the movie, they offered the clean glass of water versus the dirty glass of water. And I think that our people have been drinking from the dirty glass of water for a long time. And it's my position to offer them the alternative. And the alternative voices of social media has never been forwarded. Well, it's not been forwarded to the extent as it has with this brother. So I would want them to hear Barbados talking. I would want them to hear Tanzan talking. I would even want them to hear Zuli talking. You got to hear from the Tethers and what the Tethers have to say about these particular matters and issues. Challenge their beliefs, challenge the content that they push forward, and then we'll see where we are in the middle. But I think that these kinds of things are needed. So it's strategically, I understand you all know you want to go in the dirt. Y'all don't like to deal with their business. Yeah, I'm good now. But sometimes I feel like strategically you got to do what you got to do because our people got to hear these kinds of messages to challenge the general consensus. You know what I mean? You got to challenge these ideas in the marketplace, and I think that these things are necessary. And we as soldiers in the war what we on right now, in the path that we on, we got to be soldiers, and whatever that whatever that means, we gotta be soldiers. Yeah. Oh man.
So I'll like I said, I'll employ some of these things that I see here. But like I said at the end there, and it's very serious, you guys have to share out the information too. Because ultimately that's how the work is going to get done, right? Like folks have to see a cosign from someone that they know, someone who's around them, and they'll say, "Okay, I'll check it out." Since that's Tanzan who said it, I'll check it out. Since that's Trigger Happy 262 or Zuliism or whoever, I'll check it out. And then once they get here, the content should be the thing that buys them over, right? So with that said, I want to mention too, this month, I just hit Ozuli up about a reminder that we need another film to do a review, to do a Black Power movie review. And okay, Marcus Garvey's doing it. Yeah, so we need this film. Bobby Wright had given us some in the past. Is it, I think I have a community tab post, asking what films you want. I'll go back to it, but in the meantime, you guys scroll through and put down the films that you like, that you think should get a Black Power movie review, and we'll get one of those done this month again. All right. Last month we did the Spook Who Sat by the Door. That was a fun one. Brother Buana Hagaziki was with us that night as well, so that was good. So you guys could join those discussions as well once we put out what the film is going to be and the date for the live stream. Tanzan, you want to shout out anything out?
No bonus for the night, Coco? No bonus?
I could give you a bonus if everyone signs off on it. I could give you a bonus.
It's 2 o'clock at night. Yeah, I got no bonus.
Mr. Untouchable just wanted a bonus tonight. Let me see if I could pull up the Discord. But yeah, you guys let me know what film you guys would want to see us review and be in attendance for, during the live stream. Let me find this.
Tante coming from Kenya, coming to America from Kenya. So if she wants to do that,
coming to America.
Yeah, from Kenya. That's what she wants to do.
No, from a mythical place called, what was the place? Zamunda, the pre-Wakanda.
Zamunda, Kenya.
Yeah, I'm always just fascinated by the Black American portrayal of Africa. So I've never seen the film, but from what I saw, it was just one of those, I don't want to see this, but one day I might have to. So, yeah.
The bonus is going to be